Grakk, the Glutton, a demon who does not fear death. Grakk will trigger an explosion every time he's hurt. Even when Grakk falls in battle, he will sacrifice himself as a part of a blood ritual to deal even more widespread destruction. In combat, Devil's Chain allows him to hook faraway prey to him with ease. Once he casts Earthquake, the enemies close to him will be shaking in their boots. If you're unfortunate enough to see Grakk use World Devourer, your world will quickly fall into a black hole as everything is swallowed by Grakk. All that remains is utter helplessness and despair. Passive ability, Blood Ritual. After receiving a certain amount of damage, Grakk will trigger an explosion that deals damage to nearby enemies. Each explosion trigger has a certain damage interval. When Grakk falls in battle, a massive explosion with a large radius will be triggered after a short delay on Grakk's corpse. Skill 1, Earthquake. Grakk deals damage to nearby enemies and applies a slowing effect. The closer the enemy's position to Grakk, the more damage is dealt and the more severe the slowing effect. If enemies are right next to Grakk, Earthquake will deal twice the damage, with an additional 0.5 seconds of silence. Skill 2, Devil's Chain. Grakk throws forth Devil's Chain, dealing damage to the first enemy it hits and pulling them directly to Grakk. Every time Grakk kills or gives an assist with Devil's Chain, Grakk's max HP will increase by 125. This stacks up to 20 times for a potential total of 2,500 additional max HP. Skill 3, World Devourer. Grakk channels and summons a totem that devours enemies in a cone shape in front of him, dealing continuous damage and stunning enemies. While using World Devourer, Grakk will repeatedly generate shields and be immune to control abilities. Grakk's main purpose is to be a roamer, as well as initiate battles. At early stages, Grakk players can use Skill 2 to restrict the enemy's mid lane and enemy roamers' map movement freedom. Grakk players will also provide opportunities to work with teammates to secure kills. In mid and late game, it's best to use Grakk's Skill 2 to grab and isolate the enemy's backline in teamfights. If a Grakk is able to accurately grab the enemy's backline and then immediately use his ultimate, World Devourer, it is nearly impossible for the captured enemy to escape from Grakk's snare. If an enemy team then takes a fight without their backline, it will be a huge advantage for Grakk's team.